We are only a few days away from the 3rd anniversary of the Nintendo Switch, and over those 3 years, the Switch has become one of those consoles where just when you thought you're all caught up on the games, another one comes out, and this seems to happen week after week after week. It's actually kind of impossible to try and keep up with them all. What is up, my friends? It's Rayback here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 underrated Nintendo Switch games worth playing in 2020. Most of my top 5s usually end up featuring first-party Nintendo games because of obvious reasons. Those are the games that I always end up logging the most hours into overall, but as you know, those aren't the only amazing Switch games out there. So what I want to do today is help spread some light and shine some light on some of the lesser-known ones. Before we get started with today's top 5, I did want to remind you guys that I officially launched channel memberships here on my channel. So if you enjoy the work that I do or find my videos helpful or just want to help support the channel and fuel me up with a cup of coffee, well, now you can. Again, this is not begging, this is me simply informing you guys that there are new options available for you to support me and my work and get exclusive perks in the process. Anyways, back to the top 5. First up is New Super Lucky's Tale. New Super Lucky's Tale is without a doubt the game that I have been playing the most this past month. If you follow me outside of YouTube, you may have actually noticed me posting quite a bit about it as well. New Super Lucky's Tale is a love letter to the platforming games of old that many of us grew up with back in the day on the Nintendo 64. If you played Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, and or even Donkey Kong 64, you're gonna know exactly what to expect here. In fact, if you enjoyed those, you're gonna absolutely love Lucky's bright, vibrant, and charming adventure. I absolutely adore New Super Lucky's Tale on so many levels. It is such an underrated gem of a game. Next on the list is Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. This is the most complete edition of Shovel Knight yet, and the reason Yacht Games brands it as so is because it's essentially a collection edition of 5 games in one, each complete with action-packed, side-scrolling, retro 8-bit goodness. Shovel Knight games are pretty much modern-day NES games, and the difficulty no doubt reflects that era as well. They are awesome to dive into. Treasure Trove includes Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope, Plague of Shadows, Spectre of Torment, King of Cards, and Showdown. Personally, I've been binging the latest releases of King of Cards and Showdown as of late, with the latter being pretty much an 8-bit version of Super Smash Bros. That's filled with non-stop chaotic action. It can get pretty intense. Moving on forward, we have Tokyo Mirage Sessions #FE Encore. This RPG, originally developed for the Wii U, blends together the worlds of Atlus's Persona series and Nintendo's Fire Emblem series to create a unique crossover of a game that any role-playing fan will enjoy. Travel through maze-like dungeons, engage in intense battles, and meet some interesting characters all over Tokyo. The main characters, or artists as I should say, in the game aren't just ready to save the world, they're also budding J-pop stars, so on top of this crossover element, there's also a nice layer of J-pop influence on top of it all, from the music to the cutscenes, all the way down to the menu themes. Given the title of the game though, this should come as no surprise. Tokyo Mirage Sessions might not be a game for everyone, but it is the perfect example of a very good, underrated Nintendo Switch game that is totally worth your time. Next up is YookaLaylee and the Impossible Lair. Similar to the things that I mentioned for New Super Lucky's Tale, the YookaLaylee series is heavily influenced by classic games of old. If you think YookaLaylee is like Banjo-Kazooie, well, you're kind of right. In fact, David Wise is the composer of the music in these games as well, so there's a lot of influence from Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong games, all those on the N64 back in the day. They are very, very heavily influenced here in YookaLaylee. The Impossible Lair is the second installment in the series, and it takes a very different approach from the first one, and this one is more along the lines of like the side-scrolling Donkey Kong Country games. The levels are bright and vibrant, the characters are downright weird, and the adventure itself packs hours of content that you're gonna find yourself engaged in. Like, this is the formula for a very, very fun game. There's a lot to love about YookaLaylee and the Impossible Lair. It is a great game. And last but not least is a steal of a deal in the form of the new Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. I absolutely love Mega Man games on so many levels. However, I never really had the chance to dive into the Zero or ZX games back on the Game Boy Advance or DS, so I missed out on playing these back in the day. I was a big Metroid Fusion player back during the GBA time, so these Zero games now, haven't played them, they would have been my cup of tea back then. It's hard to complain though, because they're back, they're remastered, and they're better than ever. This Mega Man Legacy Collection includes Mega Man 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, along with Mega Man ZX and ZX Advent. Between all of the games and extra features that Capcom packed in here, I'm gonna have to go out of my way to call this collection an absolute steal of a deal. For only $30, you are getting so much Mega Man content that it's kind of overwhelming. This collection is no doubt going to keep you occupied for hours upon hours on end. So with that said, that's about it for this top 5, guys. This wasn't even me scratching the surface of all the amazing Switch games out there. It's kind of impossible to do that, so I hope you enjoyed this and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it always helps out the channel. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments box down below which your favorite Switch game is. Is it one of these underrated ones here on this list? Is it another one? I would love to know what you think down in the comments box down below. And until the next one, I will catch you guys later. Get out there, go game, and have some fun. I have this Mario hat here from that Super Nintendo World event that I've just been like having at my desk over here, so I've been like picking up and just like tossing it. It's pretty awesome. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.